Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Good Luck to the World. I'm Kylie.
I'm Jazz.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Vanessa. Yes, I survived final season and I'm back.
Do the applause because honestly, the people miss you, and we
That
knew that because they
away.
miss you.
Yes, the streets were asking questions.
The group chat was definitely struggling emotionally.
Vanessa, how were your finals?
My finals, oh my God. So I am in law school, just so everybody knows. And it's my second semester of
Yes,
my second year.
and if you feel the need to clap, we have a clap for her because there's no way in heck that I could do law school. You guys,
Never.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yep.
Anyway,
I'm good.
so I have this TikTok. I think so. I guess whatever. So my outline is like a full book worth of pages. It's like this thick, like 2 inches thick worth of papers. That's how long my outlines are. And like I don't even think that was enough for for studying for finals. Um, but I did it, and all that
Yay.
outlines after my outlines, I hosted a picnic grill with my family so that I could burn my
Aw.
I love
I
that.
love that.
That's how I
Oh,
end
Okay.
every semester.
Just burn it. I love
Well,
it.
just burn it.
Well, now that the family is reunited, tonight's episode is one of our favorites because we are reading you our craziest vacation stories.
And some of these made me question if any of us should actually be leaving our homes.
Seriously. Half these stories sounded like deleted scenes from a disaster movie.
Yeah, or a Dateline episode.
Okay, and of course, later in this episode, all of us are going to share our own vacation stories as well.
Because unfortunately, bad things happen.
Okay, let's get into
Uh,
the first story. This was written and sent to us by one of our awesome listeners. And I'm going to read it as they sent it because I think it makes it better. She goes, okay, so I was flying to Miami with my best friend, and we somehow ended up at the wrong airport. Not wrong gate, wrong airport.
Oh my
Oh wow.
We were sitting there
no,
eating Auntie Anne's. Oh, I love
Oh
Auntie
yes.
Anne's.
me
Me
Sitting
too.
there
too.
eating Auntie Anne's pretzels, wondering why our flight wasn't boarding. And then we realized we were at LaGuardia instead of
Oh my
JFK.
God.
Oh
Okay,
my
That's
see, that is
god.
actually easy though, because they're only 30 minutes apart and
Thank you.
that is so freaking easy to do. I will
Yes.
say.
Okay.
I've been
It's
there.
so easy.
So
It really
easy.
is.
It really is. That's honestly, but it's still impressive because like
yeah.
as like someone who plans the trips and is like making sure we're on time to things and like, okay, I don't mess around with trips. Like, yeah, that's
Unless you're with
impressive.
me.
I agree.
Literally.
I have the
Literally.
itinerary printed out, tickets photocopied. So this situation, I don't know how do you even recover from that emotionally.
Yes, imagine casually eating pretzels while your airplane's like literally in another borough. That's crazy.
I love you, city girls, because we're like, borough, that's another town.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
That's
Literally,
hilarious.
the story says it took us $140 in an Uber. We made it within 15 minutes to spare and then got randomly selected for a Tuesday screening.
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
gosh, that's karma.
When it
Oh my
rains, it
Golly.
pours.
Yeah, so someone sent this in, one of our listeners, and it is called The Monkey Thief. So, and honestly, as they sent it in, it says, I went on vacation to Thailand and a monkey stole my bag while I was
What?
taking pictures.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. The monkey somehow unzipped the bag,
What?
grabbed my passport, and climbed onto a roof.
No.
Not international identity theft by a monkey.
I feel like the
Oh my
local said,
gosh.
I feel like the local said, oh, the monkey's trying to steal your identity. I
No,
really feel like that. That is
no,
trying to bribe the monkeys. I think they had given the monkeys money to steal things.
oh my
That's
gosh.
funny.
Imagining explaining that to the embassy. Because monkeys are smart as fuck. Like,
They
smart.
are. But imagine you're in the embassy, you're in immigration, you have to say, sorry, I can't fly home. A monkey currently has my citizenship.
How do you explain that?
I have no clue.
The next one sounds like a movie at first. It's called The Vacation Romance. The the sender said that I met a guy on vacation in Greece and spent the entire week with him. Thought he was the love of my life. We watched sunsets, rode scooters, everything romantic. On the last day, I found out he had a girlfriend at home because
Of
she
course.
called his phone while we were at dinner.
Oh,
Oh my god.
It sounds like a movie, honestly. It's a good story to tell. So, do you even regret doing that vacation?
oh my gosh. Dude,
Wow, that's
vacation.
absolutely devastating.
That is. Like, vacation are like seasonal decorations, in my opinion.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so funny.
the girl said that she still ate the dessert though because she already ordered it. And I agree, I
Honestly,
might as
good
well.
for her. Like,
Proud of
seriously.
her for
Right.
that.
If I spend my money on that, I'm definitely still eating that.
For sure. Okay, so I have one. I'm gonna call it the grandma escape. So I'm gonna read it. This one actually like made me cry laughing. So I'm gonna read it just like it says it. My family went on a cruise and my grandma disappeared for 4 hours. Everyone thought she fell overboard. Security was involved. Turns out she made friends with a group of retired women and was doing karaoke while drinking margaritas. I love
Yep.
that for
If
her.
that's not gonna be me when I'm older, I don't know what will be.
Bitch, that was us on our cruise. What are you
That
talking
really
about?
was. It
For
really
anyone that
was.
wants to join us next year, we will be revisiting the Top 12 Country Cruise.
I love it.
Yes.
I am down.
And as long as Vanessa and Kate can get off work, we're going to make them come too.
We will be sick if we have to. It's fine. We'll make it work.
Okay. I think it's time for personal stories, is it not?
Yes.
Seatbelts on, ladies and gents, because this is absolutely insane. My husband and I got married last September 20th, and we did not honeymoon until New Year's. Super, super great. We got to have our awesome New Year's celebration at the Hilton in St. Thomas. It was everything I imagined until 2 days later we were trying to come home. And that's when I woke up to 7 notifications, 3 texts, and like, I don't know, like almost like an Amber Alert type deal on my phone saying all of our flights were canceled. And I immediately, and we're talking like 5:10 in the morning, put on like some sort of pajama top and sweatpants, and I walk down and I find out it's because they had closed Venezuelan airspaces, which if you are in St. Thomas or the Virgin Islands, you have to fly through those. I didn't know it. Turns out you do. Well, our president, uh, the Mr. Trump, decided that he was going to go in and steal the Venezuelan president. Just feed him in the night. Okay, that's cool. Well, the United States, as they should, was worried about retaliation. So they closed the entire Venezuelan airspace, not letting an American flight go through it because they thought they might try to shoot it down, which honestly, why would they not? So $30,000. Okay, hold on. 8 days later, let's start with that. 8 days later, we went from the Hilton, which you can imagine like perfect honeymoon, to The Stars Hotel. Stars with a Z. Stars. It was a hotel, car rental, restaurant, and casino. Don't worry, they had it all. When I tell you we went from like luxe to, I'm like, you need to go outside because the bathroom is way too close. Jasmine, it was a 1-room dorm at Ford,
Nope.
which is a dormitory at K-State University, Kansas State
Yes.
University. That Jasmine knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So 8 days later, and I think it ended up being like $30,000 to get us home. We took 6 different planes.
Oh my
6?
God.
We had to send our luggage from St. Thomas, like via FedEx,
What?
because we changed airlines halfway through.
Oh
So
my God, this is stressful.
we got a flight into Florida that was supposed to take us somewhere else, but we're like, my mom goes, then you're switching to Delta. Y'all met my mom last week. She's also, I think, a part-time travel agent in her spare time. I don't know. She's amazing. She got us home, but she's amazing. So we couldn't send our bags under the plane because they would have ended up somewhere that we weren't.
Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
we finally made it home, and our bags were 14 plus 19 days before we even had an update on our baggage from FedEx, and it ended up being a month and a half before we actually got our luggage back. And at that point, my husband's like, do we really need it? Like, can it just get lost? I'm like, girl, I claimed like $3,000 of makeup in that bag. I was like, if you want to throw it lost, yeah, I'll revamp. Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
When you
crazy.
start adding up skincare products, are you kidding?
Okay, but honestly, if you had to get stranded somewhere, at least you were by the water.
Thank you.
At
Yeah.
least you were by the water.
Ugh,
That's true.
But it's
that does
also
make it
like
a little more
terrifying
bearable.
when you're like, I'm ready to go home and you can't go home.
Oh,
I
here's
That
the
don't
thing.
do that.
I loved it. I felt an immense
Mhm.
freedom going, oh my God, okay, this is here. My husband is the opposite. He literally was like, he can work from home other than our cattle. And he's like, I can do everything except for, and he did one of these circles with his finger. And I said, what, me? And he goes, yeah, I can't work with you here. You're distracting. I was like, okay. So I went into town and adventured by myself for 7 days.
My gosh.
We
Vacation.
literally have people that are now about to host us when we come back going, oh no, you can just like stay in our like little guest house. Like, it was the best time for me. Turns out the whole time my husband was in a panic because he's like, am I gonna be able to get back? Are we gonna get back? How long is this gonna go? Yeah, no. When we got stranded there, it was I think the first time that panic ever left my brain.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. That's
I love
crazy.
that. That is
Jazzy,
crazy.
do you have one?
Oh, you know I do. I love traveling, okay? So I could throw a million and one stories in this podcast, but for the sake of y'all's
I
time,
was gonna say we could probably do an hour on just me you traveling to and from the cruise.
man, no, seriously. Oh God, that's a story to do. That's a story to do. But I have to talk about. So we went to Paris and London for my cousin's 24th golden birthday. And
Oh,
it was so much fun
That
because
makes
she
a
was
difference.
she was turning 24 on
24 on the
August
24th.
24th. I love my Theobia so much. But
mhm.
really, like, it was so cool
I
because it
even know
was
who Theobia is.
exactly, exactly. So it was our moms, and so my aunt and her, and then me and my mom. So it's so much fun to just like go on a vacation with us four and just like go experience this new country. So we were having so much fun, and like people who know my mom know that she loves traveling too, but like going out of the country, like that was the first time for her. And so she was like, oh my gosh, like, or actually, I think she'd been to Mexico a couple times, but like going to like Europe was like a foreign concept to her at that time, right? So I really had to work and convince her to go on this trip. And so I was like, Mom, it's okay. Like the plane ride, it's okay. It's only 8 hours. Okay, guys. I was like, it's only 8 hours. She's like, no. Like he was like, she was constantly moving on the plane. I feel so bad for the person who was sitting next to us on the plane, but he was so sweet. He was like, it's okay. You can get up and walk around. Just let me know. Cause my mom's over here like, no, Jay, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, and I'm like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. So she's walking up and down the plane, right? So we get there safely. We have a great time. We have a great time. It was so much fun. It was so, so, so much fun. And go to head home, just as one does. So we flew into Paris, took the train to London, and then flew out of London. Okay. And so when we're flying out of London, I kid you not, you guys, we're going on this big ass plane, and my mom is just like, okay, here we go. Like I was like, you made it the first flight here. We're good. We're good. So we sit on this plane, and I kid you not, everybody sits down, and everybody's like, okay, no, like the pilot's not saying nothing. So we're like, what's going on? We're sitting there, okay, 10 minutes go by. 20 minutes go by. We're like, oh, okay, like maybe they're just checking on things. Pilot comes on, kid you not. Okay. And we and my mom and me waited to get on the plane on the last second. Until they were like, okay, last passengers. Because I was like, I know, Mom, we got to get through this flight. They literally say, we are on the tarmac, and they're like, we are unable to fly because our systems have no way of talking to each other.
What?
Our system, like, know
Okay.
how when people fly, okay, they're on like the tarmac, they're telling people, hey, you have to fly so and so, you have to turn here, you have to go this way, like routes have to be discussed. No system, no
No, ma'am.
system is talking. Okay, no flights were flying in or out to New York. That's where we were supposed to land. So no flights are coming out, and no flights are coming from this tarmac. Like every plane was affected. Okay, then we're thinking, oh, okay, well, if it's affected, maybe we can get off until we can leave. They announce, if you get off this plane, you will not be able to get back on. But it's just like sitting there on the tarmac, okay? Sitting there on the tarmac for 5 hours. We were thinking 1 hour, okay? They said 1 hour, okay? Mind you, no snacks, no nothing. The flight attendants sitting there being like, we can't give you food until we take off. 5 hours.
That's too
Five
long.
hours.
That's
Mind
Mm-mm.
you, I have
suffocating.
this guy, this Amish guy. Wait, they're the ones that wear the like cap and everything, right?
Yeah.
The
I
cap.
love
I
And
think.
that's
Jewish
Jewish.
people do that too. Is he
Okay, no, but
Jewish?
he's like full in the yards, guys. I think it's Amish. I think he was Amish. He was like a
I'll
full
take your word on
hat,
it.
full everything, because he was full in his outfits,
I
because he
just
was
have
he
a
was
hard time believing it because the Amish don't even drive cars, but they fly.
okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe
Maybe
it
it was
is a
like a
Jewish guy.
Maybe
Mennonite.
he's just in a costume party.
Mennonite, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a
Yeah, maybe
Mennonite.
Mennonite.
I
Okay,
love
maybe a
Amish
Mennonite.
people.
So
I'm gonna
roasted.
look this up, you guys. I'm gonna clarify. I gotta find
So
this outfit he
the
was
guy,
wearing. Because
the guy with the hat.
he's going to this wedding, as he explains, and it was only for the day. So in New York, his friend was getting married. He was flying in for the day from London, and then was gonna get back on the plane and go back for literally like 24 hours. Okay. It sounded
So
insane. Sounded insane. And
definitely.
they literally go, if anybody wants to get off, they can, but they can't get back on, they'll have to rebook a flight. And I was like, we were like, we're not getting off. We want to go home. Like, just like Kylie, like you're ready to go freaking home at the end. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're ready to go home. So we're sitting there. We're like, no, it's okay. So my mom's just like walking, and I'm just like, oh my God. So this 8 hour flight that I prepped her for turned into a 13 hour flight, and I could not believe, like, my mom was like, oh my God, thank God we're home. But I was like, I literally had to reschedule work. I couldn't go to work because I missed my connecting flight. Like, it was a whole thing, and it was just like, oh, I just want to be home. But like, I could not believe that is honestly the crazy thing. But back to the
That's
Amish guy.
crazy.
Anyways, whoever he was,
The
he was hitting
Mennonite.
on me the whole 5 hours, and then or like the whole hour, and then he's like, oh, I want to go, but I'm enjoying my time with you.
Oh,
Literally, we said one word to each other, literally a couple words, you guys, and then he's like, "Can I get your WhatsApp?"
He
And
has
then
no
he got,
WhatsApp.
and then
He's
he
not
got
Amish.
exactly. Oh yeah, you're right.
It's
Probably
how
not.
you pick up
Okay, then it's
girls.
not Amish, guys. It's not Amish. But anyways, he was hitting on me for the first hour, and I was like,
he
"Oh my
was
god, are we gonna make
probably
it home?"
Jewish.
Okay, he was probably Jewish, guys. I don't know. That story was absolutely insanity.
I love it.
Insanity, but at least we made it home, and at least
I was
that I'm
gonna
thankful.
And it's
It
a
I'm
was so
gonna
fun
much
tell
fun.
you
story.
a
Emotionally.
side note because after my honey or my sorry not my honeymoon my bachelorette when Jasmine was there, we flew from Florida and then had to fly through Texas. We were in Dallas, and there were
Mm.
tornadoes on the ground in Dallas, and they parked us on the tarmac, and Christy's mom, again, hey, shout out Christy, love you, was 2 planes over tracking me going, hey, which her dad's name is Rich, is like, Rich is gonna be here, like, if you guys want to get off, like, he drove over here from Austin, you can get off. And I'm like, oh god, are we gonna do that? But we should have. I should have. Because little did I know, there was going to be 6 more hours. We sat on the tarmac. And it finally came
Wow.
through to, you want to talk about shout out to amazing flight attendants out there. Thank you. I was sitting in first class because my mom bought it for me. Other than that, shit, that would not have happened. It was my bachelorette. And so I had asked the flight attendants, hey, do you mind if I go back and sit in Sherelle, one of my good friends who Jasmine knows, she was in the back. And they're like, yeah, you can go back. That's totally fine. There's open seats. I'm not gonna lie, the flight attendant in the back of the plane was sinking us drinkies.
That's awesome.
She was great. And so I went back up to the front and I asked the flight attendant, and he was like this super cutest, like, gay guy. He reminded me of the guy from Modern Family, from that graduated from K-State. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Regardless, doesn't matter.
Regardless, yes. Oh God, I love him.
He gets up on, like, and I said, hey, I was like, about like hour 7, they were like letting people off every hour on the hour, like, hey, if you want to get off now, this is your chance. And so first class had
Eric
kind of
Stone
dwindled.
Street. Eric Stone
Thank
Street.
you. Eric Stone
Yep.
Street, yes, it is. Reminded me so much of Eric Stone Street. And so we get off, or we don't get off, people are getting off, and I asked him, the flight attendant, I was like, my friend's in the back, like, do you care if she comes up and sits by me? And he's like, no, absolutely. Well, in that 4 hours, there'd been that couple who saw that there was like 2 first class seats open, and they like were trying to make small talk with everybody up there. We're sitting there, and eventually, flight attendant Eric, whatever we're gonna call him, comes back and he's like, hey, we're taking off. You have to go back to your own. Oh, sorry. Like, we thought it was okay if we were going to sit up here. We've been here for, 3 hours. And he goes, these aren't your seats. And then he walks back to me and Sherelle, who had asked permission. Like, if he would have said no, I would have been like, okay, thank you. It's like, no, like, totally understandable. I get it. And he just looks at us and goes, ladies, have a wonderful rest of your flight.
Awesome.
So, long story short, being nice to your flight attendants.
Yes. Yeah, the flight
Always
attendants
good.
definitely saved us, because I literally was like on my flight, I was like, can you please get me a snack or water? And they're like, we can't give out anything. And then she came back with some crackers and
I was
water.
gonna say ours was like, no, sorry, we're not serving alcohol, and then they just came back with little vodka shooters, like a
Oh
fairy.
That's so
my
nice.
gosh.
Just, I would say though, with the right lawyer, you could sue.
Yes.
Hey,
That's
lawyer,
I
come
emotional
love
through.
having
distress.
a
Come
lawyer
through.
in the group.
Yes. Yes.
That's perfect.
Hey,
I
Vanessa.
love
Okay,
that.
as a lawyer, I want to pick your brain on this situation. I was supposed to be landing in Manhattan, Kansas. And we flew around in a flight pattern for almost 2 hours, and they said it's weather, which we're low enough. I'm on the phone with my now husband, and he's like, "What weather?" And I'm like, "Exactly." I was like, "I can see Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Why is there weather?"
That's so
And
crazy.
he's like, he goes, "First of all, how are you calling me?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like, the lady 3 rows back was on the phone, so I gave it a shot, and you picked up. Here we are." Okay, cool. So after 3 hours of we're gonna continue a flight pattern, continue whatever, they said we're redirecting to Wichita, Kansas.
Huh.
Okay,
I wonder what
nightmare.
happened.
Well,
Well, with the right
hold
lawyer,
on.
you could sue.
Hold on.
That always
I
makes
think
sense.
you're my lawyer.
I see finals did you well.
You learned
Vanessa,
well.
when we landed in Wichita, there were 2 fire trucks, 4 police cars, 2 ambulances, and they
Oh,
funneled in behind us like it was like the plane was about to blow up. Like, it was the most. I wasn't scared, and then all of a sudden I was terrified. And that cute little guy on the little phone that whatever the flight attendants speak through to go through the whole plane. He's like, "Hey guys, like, we're just gonna sit still, and we don't know what's quite going on right now." And then he gets like a tap on our shoulder, and he goes, "Hold on," and then goes, "Hey guys, I need you to disembark as soon as you possibly can. Do not get anything out of overhead. Grab your personal belongings, and we need to get off this plane as soon as
oh my
possible."
God. They didn't explain why.
Okay. Before that, when we landed, I thought this was gonna be my episode of Cops. I thought I was gonna be basically in my own CSI episode where they come in and they arrest like that one random dude in aisle 26. No, we never got any information. I ended up in a rental car with 3 elderly ladies that lived 20 minutes from Manhattan, and 2 girls that I knew the little sister from. Her friend did my hair one time, and so I knew her name. And we to this day do not, like, we still talk about it. We don't have any idea about why
Why you
there
got
would be a
rerouted?
well, first that why they lie about weather. First of all, probably to keep us calm. But I'm going, if we're in the air and we can see Bill Snyder Family Stadium, there's not weather.
Right.
Definitely
It
not.
was it was the most scared I've ever been, but also sorry for the listeners. Um, when they said we were going to be stuck for another hour, I 100% took 2 gummies.
You're like, this will be fun. We'll ride this out.
I was like, if we're landing somewhere, I definitely don't have a car. So what's the harm?
Might as well
What's
make it
the
worse.
We did stop at a Dollar General, and when I tell you I made that snack list, my bitch, oh hell yeah.
I love
Wow.
that.
You
Okay,
guys
guys,
are
I
the
got a
best.
really crazy one. Okay.
Okay.
So
Let's
the
hear it.
craziest thing happened to me. I was on vacation during a cabin trip to Colorado. It almost turned into an actual survival documentary because of one wrong turn. So my friends and I, we rented this cabin near Breckenridge for a winter trip, which is crazy because none of us are winter people. We were Georgia
Shut
girls.
up, Breckenridge.
Yeah, the plan was
Yes.
very simple. Okay. It was snowboarding during the day, which I was more of a tuber, hot tub at night, and pretending we were outdoorsy people. So none of us were actually outdoorsy, really. Like, we liked a little
I'm
occasional
judging
hike
you.
here and there. So one afternoon, we decided that we were going to take one of the easy scenic trails near the cabin before dinner. Important detail, it started snowing lightly when we left, but we ignored it, obviously, because the trail looked super simple, which was a massive mistake. About an hour in, one of my friends were like, wait, haven't we passed this tree already? Instant panic. And then, of course, I'm like, every tree looks the same. So who knows, really? With everything looking exactly the same, snow, trees, more snow, another tree. We barely had any service. It was getting darker fast. The snow started coming down hard. The trail was basically disappeared at this point. And so At first, we tried acting calm, and then one of my friends slipped walking downhill. She fully slid into the snowbank. She's screaming like she got launched off the mountain. And then that's when morale kind of collapsed. You know, we all started like arguing about directions, even though nobody had any clue where we were. One friend insisted that we
Yeah.
should follow the sound of water. Another said that's how people end up on crime documentaries. So meanwhile, the temperature, yeah, the temperature just kept dropping. And one of our friends, she was like, who thought winter boots were ugly, and like showed up wearing fashionable little ankle boots with zero traction at all. She could barely walk. And then we saw the lights in the distance, and we genuinely thought we found a house or like a road. Everybody got super excited, started speed walking towards it like we were in a survivor's movie. And you know exactly what it was? It was a snowcat grooming machine. So huge, loud, bright headlights coming straight at us through the snow like a monster truck, from the apocalypse. And we start waving our arms like lunatics, like while this poor driver slowed down, looking absolutely confused by four adult females who were wandering around in the snowstorm after dark. It turns out we had somehow wandered way off the trail, ended up near a ski maintenance route. And the driver literally goes, "You guys know there's a storm warning tonight, right?" And we're like, "No, sir, we clearly did not know anything at all."
Like, we're
He
not
ended
from
up
here.
giving, yeah, exactly. He ended up giving us a ride back towards the resort area, in a giant snowcat. We sat there freezing, obviously, like, what the shit just happened, covered in snow. Our friend was wrapped in an emergency blanket because she couldn't feel her toes anymore. Somehow the funniest part was when the driver casually asked, "So which one of you said this was a good idea?" And then every single person in the vehicle started pointing at someone different, because at that point I think we were all just like, what is going on right now? But we almost died, like literally. So I would definitely have to say that's probably like my craziest story that's happened to me
That
on
sounds like a
vacation.
movie.
Oh my gosh, seriously. It really
Yeah.
could have been. I'm just so glad that we're alive. It was,
Also, Colorado is crazy.
oh,
You're
Colorado's
Yeah,
from South
amazing.
cold.
Carolina. What are
So
you
cold.
doing
I
somewhere
love
like
I
Colorado though.
know this
10
is
months a year?
actually, I was actually from Georgia when I went. So it was even more of a shock because I'm like, oh my gosh, like it gets this cold everywhere, here. And there was so much snow, and then it would snow more and then more and then more, and it just never stopped. Like I cannot. And then I came back in the summer and it was way better. But I love Colorado still, even though it almost killed me. So
So my story was about an Airbnb that my boyfriend and I went to last Thanksgiving, I think. It was a Thanksgiving week. We went to a really remote town in New York. It was upstate. It was whatever Airbnb is the cheapest, because Thanksgiving week Airbnbs are always triple the price. So we just chose whatever is cheapest and whatever has a hot tub. So that's always a requirement whenever we go get an Airbnb. So we found this place in a town called Middleburg, and I can tell you right now that no one knows what the fuck Middleburg, New York is. And everyone that I know, I told them I'm going to Middleburg. What? Where? So, I guess that's one red flag. But then, we're there to explore the local towns and see the non-touristy spots in New York. So we were down to do it. We got there. The Airbnb listing says that the house is very old, like it's not the typical guest Airbnb, very perfect house that you find. It's really old, has a lot of history in it. And we were okay with it because we're my boyfriend and I, we always usually go for the farmhouse barn-like style
yes.
Airbnbs rather than
Right, those
modern
are cute.
Oh, girl,
ones.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to get you to
Right.
Kansas.
I am excited. I love doing some farmhouse local stuff. So anyway, so we went to the Airbnb, and so there's a big living room, like a really big living room, bigger than a classroom. And we were wondering like how big could a living room be? Like why is this so big? But no questions asked. We know it's an old house. It doesn't make sense architecturally. Architecturally? Is that a right
Yep,
term?
architecturally.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, and then the bedroom. is kind of scary. And then you could see that the house is slanted a little bit. Like in the bathroom, the toilet literally has to be there has to be a cement at the bottom of the toilet so that it's leveled because the floor is slanted. So they had to level the toilet.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
how slanted it is. And
No.
then during the night, the Airbnb host asked if she could come by and say hi to us, which I'm down to because I love the Airbnb host. We were talking before we got to the Airbnb. So she introduced herself and she told us that she was from the city for 20 years and that she found this place. And she said that, why not? I was a city girl for all my life. Why not get a fixer upper in the middle of nowhere, right? Makes sense. So
So
that's why she got
crazy.
this house. And then she told me that the reason why the living room is so big is because it was like a dance hall back in the 1800s. People would go there to dance. That's where basically like a plaza, like a dance hall would be.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
the living room is so big. And apparently, um, a lot of people died there.
What?
No.
And yeah, and
That
then
should be
she
a
told
disclaimer. What?
it, she
Most
did say there's a
definitely.
lot of history there, so it was
Oh my
implied.
gosh.
So, so she told me that a lot of people died there, and that when she first got there, she didn't believe in ghosts, but when she got there, she felt that there's always someone behind her or like someone watching her and everything. So she got a shaman to bless the house, and
Oh
then
my
apparently
gosh.
the shaman was able to bless the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and the bedroom. The only place that the shaman forgot to bless is the stairs leading down the door. So she had a guest a couple of months back, and then the guest told her to like, everything feels clean except the stairs. I feel like there's something in the stairs. And then and
Oh.
then Cindy, the Airbnb host, told us that she called a shaman over the phone. And I don't know how a shaman works remotely, but apparently it does.
Oh my gosh. You got to
So
get out of there.
she she said that she called a shaman
I
and then
don't like it.
she explained to her what's going on with the stairs, like what the guest experienced in the stairs. And then the shaman's like, yeah, I can feel that there's a little girl trying to get up the living room, but because you already
Ah!
Oh
blessed
no.
the living room, she
Nope.
cannot go up, so she's stuck in the stairs like screaming to
Oh,
get to the living room. And that's what's been
Uh-uh.
happening, according to the shaman on the phone. I don't know how much I believe that, but I kind of do believe it because she was very convincing.
yeah. I would have believed it enough to leave. To be
That's a
honest.
So
I
no
would
she
have
for
been
me,
sleeping in the
dog.
car.
so she said that it's been blessed, it's clean now. But I'm a scared person. I get scared just listening over a story, even though she said it's blessed. And then AJ, my boyfriend, I told her that like now we're scared that we might bring home some ghosts. And then Cindy said that, oh, ghosts don't get on cars, they don't know how to ride a vehicle. So okay. Thank
Okay,
you,
I
Like
don't
Cindy.
believe
he's
in
like
that.
all knowledgeable.
I'm
Sure,
He's
fine.
just
Cindy.
trying
Like
to
Cindy,
steal
making
the
sure you
I
still
sale.
stay at the
acknowledge your warmth.
Airbnb.
Yeah. She's like, stay
She's
here.
just
Get
trying
the
to get her
vehicle.
check.
She's like 5 stars,
It's the shaman
please.
over the phone, and now the ghost can ride a car. Okay, Cindy.
You can't make this stuff up. Oh my
That,
gosh.
that, but
You really
Middleburg is
can't.
such a nice town. I recommend you guys go there. Maybe not in that Airbnb, but the hot tub is so great. That's why I can't wait to go to Kate's because she has a hot tub.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I
Hot tub,
cannot
10 out
wait.
of 10.
All right,
What?
Jasmine, do you have one last listener story for us to wrap it up?
I sure do. I sure do. I'm
I
so
can't wait for this
excited.
one. I pre-looked
Okay.
at it. I'm like, what in the shit? Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
I peeked
Okay.
interest and I'm going, what in the entire world?
Okay, guys. So this one, like, Last listener story. It had to be the
Read
last
it.
one
Hey,
because
read it
this
as she
one is
sent it.
unbelievable. No, this
Yeah.
is exactly how they sent it in, and I will be sending it because I was flabbergasted when I read it.
Me too.
Okay. So this guy was on my plane and we hit it off drinking and partying on the plane. And then we got off the plane and realized we were at the same hotel. Like, what are
Oh.
the chances of that? Okay.
Yeah.
We have a one night stand and it turned bad in the morning because he said
Oh,
he
no.
was married.
Oh.
No.
And then on the flight back, he was on the same plane and his wife and kids were at the airport. So I literally bro, I kid you not. So I told her and she
Jasmine,
flipped
you know
out.
this hits me hard.
Bro, flipped out and left him at the airport. So he
Oh
came
my
home with me because the sex was so good. And then I ended up getting pregnant.
Ah, Jesus
What?
Christ. What?
Bro,
Okay, I take
this
that back.
story
This
did
story is
not
not me.
stop.
Oh my gosh, dude. Uh-uh.
What?
Wow. That's probably takes the medal. That takes the cake.
That takes the cake.
What? What a scene. Ugh, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that. That would have been so crazy.
And then you getting pregnant and now you have to deal with the wife all the time.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
God.
Why
All right,
can't you?
guys.
This is
guess
honestly
the sex was
understandable.
that good, right? It
Because
had to
the
have been
sex
real
is
good.
that good. I
It
was
had to have been
cracking
that
up.
good.
Hey, credits
Okay,
to you, I guess. Credits to you, girl.
guys. Honestly, after hearing all of these stories, I don't know if vacations are relaxing or a temporary chaos. Basically, in another location. I don't know. I don't. After this, I'm like, is it a vacation or not?
Literally, kind of like stressed with better scenery.
And somehow there's always one person crying in an airport.
Usually, Kylie.
That's me. Hi. Hello. On that, I would love to say thank you guys so much for sending your stories in. We do appreciate it and we love reading it because this makes the podcast.
It does.
You guys sending your stuff in is the best thing that we have to be able to and thank you for letting us tell your
Yes.
stories on a platform that you want them told on. That means so
Yes.
much to us. You guys are completely unhinged.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys, and keep them coming, keep them coming. But
Yes.
next episode is going to be so good because we're talking about unpopular opinions, and I love this. I
Which
love
means
this.
arguments, lots of arguments.
Be prepared.
So send us your hottest takes, your controversial opinions, your I know people are going to hate me for this opinions.
I think we might even have a couple live callers that want to come in with their tinfoil hat theories.
And make sure you follow us and send your stories to our Instagram, Threads, Facebook. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
And
once
as
again,
always,
Good luck to
good
the
luck to the
world.
world.
good luck, everybody.